And I wish I want someone to see from a NPP and they say whenever they are talking, that's obi a bum a better say and see more can a yantra automatically no. I'm for minim so more their buffo a battery actual media no one knows. Minimum can say a year one of a year NPP PC eco PM a way TV3 IFN Ellen. 1 year one of a year NDC communicators I friend I think Benis and I say Beatrice a manya didn't hear among fanchame. Benis and I say Beatrice a mubako. Omukushia e wo eye TV3 so na discussions e koso no na Ellen e making a submission nyina ewieye the submission nyina no na wo try say obe disrespect e NDC na John Domani Mahama na mom no eye Beatrice no e ba sin ni mu no o ma eye Ellen no a wo NPP PC no e ti ase say ensem a wo ka no nyansasem bi anim se wonim ya enka wontimi ko contest for a member of parliament e won wan kasa ne constituency na che say every time o contest yi besim there even vote a wonya krampo no enye encouraging enti won kana no ntum say ye ka eye amammuo and I say ye can respect her na wan fa na no and to respect him because on one kasa and on one kasa ne party empenyimfo one of them and another kokofo ado be no dey dance some more respect enti can respect her one kana no ntum abusia Beatrice can asem we ya Ellen Bofu can adwene e wo a TV station so
I find interesting is how you are refusing to call out the NDC MPs who refused to sit where they were supposed to sit. But you are rather on the case on the NPP MPs who says we will not come and fight you over our seats. And that's that you have a problem with that. The point is that the NDC MPs should have sat where they were going to sit. So the speaker came in to determine what was supposed to be done. So if there's any form of disrespect here, it is from the NDC MPs, not the NPP ones.
All right, Beatrice, let me come to you now.
Okay, I want to say that growing up, when something happens, my mother will call you, and when you're about speaking, she will say you should stand in a certain way because you're a lady. And when you start speaking, she will also say, don't start this way because you're a lady. So there are things you can say in public, and there are things you can say in private. I think this morning, I will not glorify the disrespect. I will not descend into the gutters. I think that we have to raise the level of the discussion. And so far, it was a very smooth discussion until such a disrespect. And people who have stood elections and they have won and they have come to represent of some of the constituencies, 55,000, 105,000. You went to an election, you couldn't get more than 10 votes. So you ought to respect people who have done what you cannot do.
You haven't even gone for one.
Yes.
So try and go for one. When you go for an election, and you even have the nerve to pick up then you talk about it. I still insist for MP that
Ellen, you've had your time.
Anytime she comes at me personally, you will not finish this program. You have not even had the nerve and the guts to go for an election. You want to talk about someone who has gone for one.
Ellen, you have had your time.
My dear, go for an election first before you talk about people who have gone for elections. With all your everything, you had your time. I haven't had my time. You should have called her out.
You have had your time.
Personally. When you come at me personally, you have
stated the fact.
You have 9 votes. As we sit here, you haven't even had the nerve in your party to even go for a police station election. You are talking about me.
Ellen.
As you sit here,
Ellen, you've had your time. Beatrice, please make a submission without referring
to me. Then you can make yours. Otherwise, as you sit here, your own party have no respect. You are coming talking about somebody who has gone for an election.
So I'm
have the nerve, pick up phones, go for an election. Then you can talk about that. Until that, my dear, go straight to your point.
So I'm saying that we ought to respect people when we say you can describe, you can disagree with them. This morning, we've all disagreed with the Supreme Court. Nobody has had to call Supreme Court judges kindergarten children to make their... So that point has to be made. And Nashako, it is not enough that you only dissociate the station. Sometimes you have to do more than that. But I will not belabor the point. The point we are making is that principles must matter in national discourse. And people who do one thing should not all of a sudden change their position merely because it does not suit them. When you do that, Nashako, I maintain that it tells you how decisions about the 32 million Ghanaians or so are made. The decisions by members of the NPP occupying every position, I'm sure are just made haphazardly without regard for the welfare and the future of the nation. If you read the NPP's constitution, specifically Article 9,
3, 1 and 2.
When you read that the party who goes independent, blah, 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 says that automatically forfeit his or automatically means that the party need not do anything about that. And you know the irony? The Suhum MP told us that immediately the speaker made that communication to Parliament, Anodompre, who is the whip, took him off their WhatsApp group. So why is it that he's a member of the NPP, but he has been taken off a group belonging to NPP MPs? You see, intellectual dishonesty must have a limitation. Public discourse is not, or governance is not what you feel and what you like and what you dislike. The reason we are having to do this and the reason we are here is because Nanado behaves like an Arabian king.
What's that?
Where he does not see the difference between what we call constitutionalism, the fetters placed and the limitations placed on your powers. We've had these issues before, 2020. Whether a member has crossed carpet, has forfeited the seat, we've had those issues before. Parliament has always found a way to go about this. There are MPP, MPs, yes, and Tenyonu and all those people. Parliaments have found very civilized ways to go about it. The reason we are discussing this mess and this constitutional crisis is because of the president's ego. When Esiama left the party to go and contest as an independent candidate, he went to Fomena to say that he cannot work with Esiama. He cannot do this, he cannot do this. And on the basis of that, the party wrote to Michael Quay. And Michael Quay delivered that ruling, which I agreed with him. And today, you have set that precedent. You think this is the first time this is happening. Parliament has always found a way to deal with it internally, and we didn't have to be discussing this chaos. Because Nanado doesn't like you. If he doesn't like you, he will not bring development to you. That's how he's governing. He told the Aflau chief, go and use your own resources to finish the e-blocks. After all, you don't vote for me. When the spillage happened, you move your studio to the Volta region. He told them that you don't vote for me. If not because I'm president, actually, I wouldn't have been coming here.
You said that was a light-hearted statement.
The president goes around joking. Governance now is a joke. When the Kumfi chiefs came, what did he say?
And it was taken in out
So
of
what
context.
about the Kumfi chief? What about the fact that the president commands chiefs to get up and then greet him? If you don't do that, the bodyguard may probably shoulder you. It matters not. You see, we are living in a time of crisis. Crisis which we have imposed on ourselves because we voted for a group of people who feel so entitled as if Ghana is their inheritance. Check the record of the NPP. From the time of Nkrumah, they have always believed that Ghana is their inheritance. They believe that they are more Ghanaians than anybody. And so they don't treat Ghana like the resources are ours. Look at what they are doing with the Japa. Look at what they did with PDS. Look at how Nanado is using state money, dishing it out to the children as if there is no tomorrow. We are in this constitutional crisis because the president does not respect what we call constitutionalism. Every president knows that there are limitations. Everything may be permissible, but not everything is beneficial.
All right.
Until we vote this arrogant government out, nothing will change.
All right.